What is going on, Gunners? Chisgule here, and we're back with more war action. This is going to be a report from war where we get swarmed by a tier 5 player. Oh, man. If you like war videos, you should definitely like and subscribe because we're going to cover the heck out of this war on our channel, and we are a sponsored creator with Rise of Civilizations. Now, the title of this video is a war report because I don't actually have the footage. This happened literally early in the morning, got out of bed, picked up the tablet to see the status of the war, and this flag here was burning hard. The area was swarming with enemy troops. There was nowhere to teleport, and we'll show you why that's even harder to do in a second. Didn't have a chance to plug in to start recording. We just had to take action. So what did we do? We went to teleport over, and guess what we discovered about this flag? It is really in a tough to defend place. There was very little space to teleport to. All of the open area was covered by enemy positions and enemy troops. So what I did is I teleported over here. I teleported roughly over here, and that way I had a nice walk up there. I could at least get to the flag. I could traverse through our alliance members' cities, potentially, to get up there. But guess who decided to teleport just underneath me? None other than T5 Bujan. He teleported right here, and the next thing I know is I've got 5 armies coming at me full T5. Now, most of my marches are out on the field. I've only got half the armies in my city. So what I want to do now is go over this report with you, and there's a lot we can learn from this swarm attack against my city. So I'm going to pull up the report now. Let's see. Here we go. Now there's a bunch of interesting things we can learn from this report. First of all, I set my backup garrison commanders, Kusunoki and Sun Tzu, when I left the city. Good thing I have backup garrison commanders because my primary commanders, Richard the First and Martel, were off in the flag to defend it. My cavalry were also out in the field. So you can see, or you'll see in a moment, that I do not have the troops that I normally have. In the upper right, it says 482,400 troops. That was the starting point for me. Now, the other thing that's worth mentioning, and this I thought was really fascinating, you can see here at some point I did get, I believe it was my cavalry march back to my city to help defend. It was, of course, too little too late. But this little heart sign over here was when my hospital healing completed. So in a prior video, you saw me say or ask, like, gosh, if you queue up healing before you get attacked, and then speed it up while you're being attacked, do the troops join the fight? The answer is yes, they do. Now, once your city is actively being attacked, you can't actually use your hospital to heal troops, but you can speed up healing that you have already queued up. Now, our garrison commanders are in a pretty good position. Before I show you this report, it's probably worth showing you exactly what we had in that garrison. Pretty darn awesome. Kusunoki rocking out here with the garrison tree maxed and rejuvenate. If I were redoing these talent points, I would get rid of Heraldic Shield. I'd get rid of these points over here, and I'd make my way over to Razor Sharp. I believe that once I get level 60, I can max out Razor Sharp. And it sure is a good thing that I had nowhere to turn, which makes it so that when I'm getting swarmed, I get a lot of advantages. Also, let's see here. This reduces the damage I take if the garrison becomes surrounded. I mean, these garrison talents help you in this situation. Thank goodness I had them. The backup commander was an expertise Sun Tzu. So we're talking like max AoE damage value hitting all the targets here and generating an unbelievable amount of rage with the the talent rejuvenate combined with the skills on Sun Tzu. It really was quite excellent. Just to give a sense of how frequent those skills were going off, I'd basically have a skill attack fire off, you wait a second, Sun Tzu's skill attack would fire off, wait a couple seconds, and then boom, Kusunoki's getting his skill attack again. I mean, it was like machine gun style skill attacks. Anyways, would I have rather have my legendary commanders back to defend? Absolutely slam dunk. Am I glad I had backups? Yes. Let's get back to the report here. Let's get back to this report. Your city was attacked. Oh, that's a different time my city was attacked. Jeez. Okay, so let's get a look here. First up, 1 March, Mehmed II and Barca with Mehmed the primary. He's a 4-4-3-2. Would love to have seen that be a 5-5. I don't know. The rest don't almost matter. But the first two maxed out before he proceeded further. Of course, I'm glad in this case he didn't skill out this commander in the way that might be more optimal. And Barca's the secondary. Probably Barca should have been the primary. Anyways, taking a look at that, we had some amount of reinforcements in our city, it looks like. That's where those dead troops came from, because our hospital definitely was not full. And they had 20,000 die. So we're the winner of that little exchange, and those are tier 5 that are dying. Those are tier 5 that are dying, folks. So that seems pretty good. In fact, can we see? We were reinforced by Hercules. Cool. Yeah, it's a tiny amount of reinforcement. Something, yeah, wow. I don't know, something about the report of the number of units here is not quite right. That doesn't look quite right. Anyways. Okay. The next army was Caesar with Frederick. We're looking at a 5-3-5-5 Caesar, almost expertise, and a 4-3-5-2 Frederick. Once again, really should have maxed that first skill before proceeding any further. But I suppose if you're heavy alpha, you might expect you're going to expertise all these guys in a little while anyways. That said, we had 1,800 die from our ally support. We had 30,000, almost 31,000 get severely wounded, but we killed 14,000. Tier 5, baby. Tier 5. Oh, it looks like more than that. 16,000. What? Wait, what? It says 14,142 over there. And when I look here, it says 16,827. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Next up, Martel. Good old Marty with Richard. Hitting the city. We have 907 die, 8,170 severely wounded, and they have 8,078 die. Again, I feel like we're winning in these exchanges because these are permanent deaths. We're looking at a 4-5-5-5 Martel. That guy is almost expertised. Really? Once again, first skill not maxed. Same story with Richard. 3-1-3-1. Yikes. Okay. Did pretty well there. What died? T5. It's T5 going down. That's a surprisingly low number of units in that army. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. Did he not use an army expansion? It looks like he didn't use an army expansion, which is sort of surprising. I feel like he would have the troops to do this, but I don't know. He must have used so many army expansions over the course of this weekend. Anyways. Okay, next up is Mina Tsao, and that's looking like a fierce combination there. But we have 1,500 die, 5,600 get severely wounded, but we kill 12,000 T5s. Look, I can eat the resource costs here to repair all day long. I can eat the resource costs to heal all day long, but taking out the T5 is how we reduce the enemy's ability to wage war. Now, in terms of looking at these buffs, this is a double expertise pairing. Whoo! Yeah, that's spicy. That's spicy. Looking at the next pairing, and it looks like now Barca came back as the primary, with Mehmed as the secondary. We had 160 dead, and they had 600 dead. We had 3,500, just about, become severely wounded. And boy, oh boy, it looks like this is him coming back with an army full of siege units to take my gold. We lost something like 20 million gold in this little skirmish. We got plenty of gold. Gold is not a problem here. This is not a problem. So there you have it. We got swarmed, and I feel like even with the loss of resources, we got the better end of this deal. We ultimately hurt, even just a little bit, this player's ability to wage war. I think they had something like, 1.6 million troops. And let's say we took them down from, 1.65 million troops. I mean, I think it's worth it. Every opportunity you have to get value, and in this case, I do think we're getting value, is an opportunity worth taking. And, from looking at this report, it is really interesting to see that, look, when you heal the units in your hospital, that will send them back into the battle, which is really, really good to know. So, my friends, I hope you found this video helpful. There is so much more. In fact, the climax, The most exciting part of this war still yet to come. It's not going to involve my city necessarily, but you'll see it's gonna be spicy. That's a word I'm using a lot. If you found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to me as a content creator. And until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.